Hello gorgeous people, what is going on, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are back going over the series Prehistoric Emergence. Now, in case you didn't see my last video on this series, the link to it will be in the description down below. But just to give you a quick recap of everything that happened, recently a bunch of giant holes have started opening in the ocean. And what came out of those holes were a bunch of once extinct sea animals. For example, the Megalodon and the Mosasaurus. And these animals have really thrown the ecosystem and human life just out of whack. They're eating tons of sea life, which is dropping the population of the sea life, and they're literally causing shipwrecks everywhere. And as if that wasn't bad enough, holes then started to open on the land, and once extinct land creatures have started to come out now, such as giant snakes, woolly mammoths, and the extinct lizard, the Megalania. And at the end of the last video, you guys let me know in the comments that the sound that we heard from the cave is actually a scientifically accurate sound of a T-Rex. So it's highly likely that what we're about to see today are dinosaurs now reappearing in modern day. Another thing we learned in the last video was that the Global Prehistoric Affairs Commission has been formed, which is basically a group of people that is trying to stop the prehistoric emergence from happening or try to fix it. So today we're going to watch the newest video in the series and basically see if they're able to try to fix anything that's happened or if things have just gotten extremely worse. As always, please be sure to go and support the original creator of this series, AZUNStudios, whose link to their channel will be in the description down below. Please be sure to go and support your analog horror content creators. And alright guys, enough of me yapping, let's jump right in. Prehistoric Emergence, Episode 3. Prehistoric emergence refers to an event in which numerous animals once believed to be extinct for millions of years have suddenly reappeared through unexplainable breaking news. These analog horror series, they never give me time to read anything. Have suddenly reappeared through unexplainable openings such as caves, deep holes, and blue holes.
Breaking news. The third fishing boat of this week has been discovered capsized near the coast of Portugal, proving that our oceans have reached an unprecedented level of unpredictability and danger. Unfortunately, there were 4 casualties with no survivors found. It has now been confirmed that a Mosasaurus has been haunting this region.
Attention residents of Australia. Several homeowners in Glen Waverley and Mossman have reported finding Megalania nests in their basement. Furthermore, one of these homeowners spotted a baby Megalania living in their home. If you encounter a nest or infant Megalania, call authorities and your local division of GPAC will be dispatched to handle the situation.
A terrifying discovery has been made in Billings, Montana. Mass panic has spread across the entire state as a dangerous creature that we all hoped would stay extinct has reemerged. This creature is known as the Tyrannosaurus.
Okay, so pretty much you guys were right in the comments on the last video saying that that sound we heard at the end was a T-Rex, and yes it is because we just saw one. I think that has to be the scariest thing we've seen so far. I mean, as far as on land goes, sure we had those giant snakes in the last one, but a T-Rex is, I think I'd be more scared of a T-Rex. But it is interesting, it seems like this recap that we're getting at the beginning is to kind of just tell us like how bad things are right now. Multiple shipwrecks are happening. The Megalania is literally just laying eggs in people's homes in Australia and they're just living in their houses. Like the whole system of the world is slowly changing, and I feel like the more animals that get introduced, the worse it's gonna get. But I'm curious how they're gonna stop this. In the last video they did say that they were gonna bomb the holes. I guess bombing the holes would kind of like seal them up a little bit. I guess we'll see. AZUN News.
We bring you an important update from GPAC. Previously, the member nations of GPAC had a unified strategy of bombarding the formations in an effort to prevent the emergence of ancient creatures.
I just said this.
However, GPAC has now officially ceased the bombardment campaign, as these formations are appearing faster than we can close them.
Oh,
In
wow.
response, GPAC nations have decided to pool their resources to adapt to the prehistoric emergence and focus on studying the origins of these formations. New legislation has been enacted in all member nations prohibiting citizens from being within 1 mile of a formation. If your residence falls within this restricted zone, GPAC will offer assistance with relocation. Attention Texas.
Wait, okay, so they're ending the bombing campaign because more holes are appearing than they're even able to seal up, which is crazy to begin with, because that just means that the holes are just rapidly appearing both in the ocean and on land. But also, it does say here, like, blue holes linked to rising sea levels, which also is definitely not good. And they all say, like, where do the formations lead to? I guess nobody's gone into one yet. I feel like this would have been one of the first things to do. I mean, it is terrifying because there's, like, giant, you know, extinct creatures down there. Maybe if you formed like some gigantic team and went down there just to see where everything's coming from. You know what this kind of reminds me of? In like the recent Godzilla Kong movies, I could be a little wrong about this, but I remember them going like deep into the earth and then there's like another layer inside the earth with a bunch of animals there. It seems like it's like that. Like under the actual surface of the earth is a whole nother layer where there's just all these extinct creatures have been living there this entire time. And for some reason now they're emerging.
Attention Texas. A massive flying predator has been spotted terrorizing the region.
Oh?
Authorities have identified the creature as Quetzalcoatlus northropi, one of the largest
The who? The Quetzalcoatlus. Well, I'm not even gonna try it.
flying creatures ever known, and possibly the biggest pterosaur. While it has been confirmed in Texas, experts believe it will soon migrate to surrounding areas. The Quetzalcoatlus stands at 16 feet tall and weighs around 500
Wow.
pounds, making it a fearful sight on both land and in the sky. With a terrifying wingspan of 36 feet, this creature casts a large shadow on the ground below. If you see it, experts advise you to seek shelter in tight spaces such as under vehicles or inside narrow alleyways, as the Quetzalcoatlus prefers open areas for its hunting.
That is
The
insane.
Quetzalcoatlus beak is toothless, which means its prey is swallowed whole, leaving the unfortunate animal to slowly digest in its stomach. The Quetzalcoatlus preys on small to medium-sized animals, including sheep, small deer, and pets. Although it
No.
is unlikely to target larger animals or adult humans, it uses its sharp beak to peck at perceived threats, which could potentially be fatal to humans. A recent tragedy struck Frisco when a mother witnessed her son be snatched by a Quetzalcoatlus on his way out from school. The child has since been presumed dead. This heartbreaking event has put many parents in a state of fear and disarray.
Dude, could you imagine, like, you just got out of a long day of school, it's been a rough day, but you're about to go home and play some video games, and you walk out the front door of your school only to see this gigantic thing swoop down and just pick you up. And that's it, you're pretty much done. Like, the amount of insane issues that these creatures pose to just modern society is wild. What are you gonna do as a normal human fighting this thing?
Multiple school districts have since been shut down as emergency safety protocols are being implemented.
Makes sense.
Furthermore, the Quetzalcoatlus has also been attacking livestock, leaving Texan farmers in crisis. In Lubbock, a farmer attempted to scare the creature away by using his farm dog. Tragically, the dog became prey instead.
Who? What?
These
In what world did you think your dog was gonna scare this thing? You're a stupid farmer.
tragedies have sparked an outcry among residents. Stay tuned for an update on how local communities are mobilizing in response to this prehistoric threat.
Ruby, the beloved woolly mammoth who has been a star attraction at the Toronto Zoo for over a month, has tragically
Ruby.
fallen ill with tuberculosis.
Aw,
Despite the best efforts of veterinarians, Ruby has sadly passed away.
so
On a
sad.
brighter note, the zoo's caretakers have been looking after Ruby Jr. While he is still adjusting to the loss of his father, Ruby Jr. is eager to meet visitors soon. Stay tuned for updates on his exhibit and future appearances.
Attention residents of Australia. Several nightmarish creatures now terrorize the continent. The massive lizard known as the Megalania has proven itself to be a lethal threat since its emergence. A sharp decline in kangaroo populations has been observed due to the Megalania's predation.
Not the kangaroos.
Kangaroos are crucial to maintaining Australia's environment, as their grazing prevents the overgrowth of vegetation and their droppings aid in seed dispersal. Without them, the health of the entire ecosystem is at serious risk. In response to the crisis, GPAC has initiated a hunting incentive for the Megalania. A bounty of $2,000 is being offered for successfully taking down one of these creatures.
Per creature? $2,000 per Megalania? Nah, these things will be extinct tomorrow. I mean, dude, that's crazy. $2,000 per? Do they have guns in Australia? With I don't know how that works, but I mean, if Australia has access to guns like America does, I mean, these things are done for.
However, we at AZUNStudios strongly advise against this, as a newly emerged predator has made the hunting grounds far more dangerous. Meet Australia's newest nightmare, the Thylacleo. Known as the marsupial lion, this predator measures around 5 feet in length and weighs over 200 pounds. Despite its size, it is capable of bringing down animals much larger in size than itself. With a bite force equal to a modern-day lion, the Thylacleo will easily disrupt the ecosystems. Unlike most predators, it does not rely on its canines. Instead, its front incisors are its primary weapons. Its bladed premolars are perfectly designed to shear through flesh and bone. Furthermore, this marsupial is an ambush predator that utilizes stealth against its unaware prey. Surviving an encounter with a Thylacleo is highly unlikely. However, to improve your chances, do not run, avoid sudden movements, and make loud noises to deter the predator. The emergence of the Thylacleo has made Megalania hunting even more dangerous. With its arrival, the kangaroo population faces an even greater risk. Consider making a...
Dude, that is... Okay. I mean, obviously, I take back everything I said. Yeah, you could go hunt the Megalania, but if you could also end up running into this thing, which literally sneaks up on its prey, maybe a little harder. I also think it's funny that just right here, at the bottom of the screen, it just says pray for Australia. Like, we're pretty much done for, everybody. Wrap it up. The only thing we could do now is pray and hope that these things get better.
Faces an even greater risk. Consider making a donation to GPAC to help expand their resources and capabilities in managing the ongoing crisis. In further news, the majestic Brachiosaurus has re-emerged, attracting visitors from around the world to witness this legendary creature.
In Colorado.
For your safety, avoid close proximity to the Titan, as its sheer size could result in accidental trampling. A safe distance of at least 1,500 feet is recommended. This dinosaur stands at approximately 40 feet tall and weighs 30 tons, equivalent to the mass of 4 African elephants. This reptile's neck alone stretches 30 feet in length. While many celebrate its return, environmentalists are raising concerns that the Brachiosaurus could have a detrimental impact on our environment. The Southern Rocky Mountain Project focuses on carbon offset efforts to combat climate change. This is accomplished by restoring and protecting forests, which in turn will absorb greenhouse gases. Unfortunately, Brachiosaurus have wandered into these protected forests, and with their herbivorous diet of 400 pounds a day, they are slowly consuming the very trees that the project has worked hard to restore.
400 pounds.
This has also sparked a heated debate. Some activists call for the removal or hunting of the Brachiosaurus to preserve the environment. However, others argue that the creature should not be punished for its natural behavior. GPAC has stated that for now, it will prioritize other matters and not intervene in the Brachiosaurus issue. Reports are now coming in of the massacre.
I think that's the weird catch to it, right? Like, you want to be for the animals and not necessarily just have to kill them. But at the same time, we kind of have like an ecosystem that's established, and throwing in like 100 new things that is putting the entire ecosystem into chaos, putting just human lives into chaos, makes you wonder, like, would it be easier to just kill these things off and make them go extinct again to remove these issues? Or do you also just try to let them live and we have to try to adapt to make things better? It's definitely a tough issue and a sad one, because it's like, you know, there's these extinct animals are coming back. It's pretty cool, but they're also causing massive issues literally no matter how you look at it. I don't think we've heard of a single animal yet that hasn't caused an issue, except for the woolly mammoth, but we've actually just been taking advantage of those. I mean, we just picked them up and threw them in a zoo, which I'm surprised we haven't done with a lot of these other animals yet.
Reports are now coming in of a massacre in Billings, Montana. An estimated 313 people have been mauled, with several others in critical condition. Please bear with us as we work to gather more details. This atrocity was led by none other than the tyrant lizard.
Yep.
Today, 19 Tyrannosaurus rexes were seen tearing through downtown Billings and its suburbs.
19.
All of these Tyrannosaurus rexes attacked Billings around the same time. Although GPAC was quick to arrive at the scene to aid survivors, the T-Rexes vanished before authorities could track them. This dinosaur stands at 20 feet in height and stretches to 44 feet in length, making it a terrifying sight. Its bite force exceeds 8,000 pounds per square inch, more than double than that of a crocodile. This theropod's front teeth are shaped for gripping and tearing, while the side teeth are stronger and thicker, perfect for crunching down on bones. It is now speculated that these reptilian hunters work cooperatively. Where there's one T-Rex, another is likely lurking nearby. Even the waters are not safe from the tyrant lizard king. With nothing on this earth to oppose it, the T-Rex has reclaimed its throne.
What was that?
Fear is spreading across the U.S. as the Tyrannosaurus Rex and
Wait, was that backwards audio? I think that is. So after we're done reacting to this, I'll go back and I'll try to reverse it.
fear is spreading across the U.S. as the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Quetzalcoatlus are migrating towards neighboring states. This has spurred many to purchase firearms in a desperate attempt to defend themselves against these prehistoric threats. Firearm sales have surged, leading to shortages and rising prices, making it difficult for mothers to obtain. The tragic death of 12-year-old Isaac Ramson at the hands of Quetzalcoatlus, combined with the Billings massacre, has radicalized some who now seek to rid the planet of these ancient creatures. We strongly advise against this thinking. Civilian firearms should only be used in self-defense, as these creatures are extremely difficult to kill. The best chance of survival is to fire at them to scare them away. Any close encounter with these animals is very dangerous. Reports indicate that T-Rexes have survived headshots, sparking suspicions of supernatural origins. However, scientists at AZUNStudios suggest that the resilience is due to the T-Rex's proportionately small brain, rendering headshots less effective and making this dinosaur nearly unkillable.
Interesting.
A particular T-Rex, distinct in its appearance, has captured public attention. It has been nicknamed the Deba, and its existence remains a mystery. The prehistoric creatures now haunt the ocean, the land, and the sky. Nowhere is safe.
That's an insane image. Damn.
It has now been confirmed. The first apex predator has been spotted.
Wait. Oh, that's interesting. Hold on. Okay, so at the end there, it does say in the captions, like, the Dunkleosteus deconfirmed to be the first apex predator. And I remember a lot of you saying in the comments on the first video that when they said the Dunkleosteus was the first apex predator, you guys were like, no, that's definitely not true. And I just looked it up, and apparently this thing is the Animalcaris? That sounds right. I'll tell you one thing, that thing is creepy looking, but when I look at the size of it on like sizing charts, it doesn't look that big at all. So I'm wondering if, just like the T-Rex, how apparently there's like a new modified T-Rex out there, what if we get like a gigantic version of this thing? I don't know. But there are just a few things I want to talk about. So honestly, the major point to me is we're getting more and more of these creatures. Things are getting worse. I mean, that's very clear. Almost every single thing that we heard about just now was about a new animal emerging and just making things worse for the world. But the real weird thing is this here at the end, which I just mentioned, this like weird T-Rex, the Daba. Let me look that up. That's not real, right? So that name, the Daba, means the beast of the earth, and it's mentioned in the Quran and associated with the Day of Judgment. So that's also interesting because they do play with a weird idea in the last video. In episode 2, when the giant snake appears, they toy with the idea like, is this snake a sign of Shiva's wrath? And now we're naming things the Daba, and it's being related to Judgment Days, and we still have to go through that reversed audio, but it's almost kind of giving me the idea that like maybe the world, like the earth, is now trying to take revenge on humans for what they've done to it. I'm just throwing that out there. That could be right, that could be wrong, could just be coincidence with the namings and things that are mentioned. I mean, this is happening for a reason. I don't think that this is just like, you know, oh my god, whoa, they're all emerging from caves and stuff that they've been in for hundreds of years. No, I think there's a reason that these things are coming out now. I'm sure over time we're gonna slowly learn more and more why. But give me 1 second. I'm gonna download the audio from that dinosaur section and reverse it to see if we could hear anything. Okay, so here's what I got for the reversed audio. So, in case you couldn't hear it, judgment is upon us, which makes me think that my theory is right. For whatever reason, these animals are coming out now to cast judgments upon the human race. It is probably because we have nearly destroyed the earth in several different ways, but I'm curious necessarily what exactly is behind it. You know, if there's any more lore that goes deeper into this. As far as where this series is gonna go, I do think that we're obviously gonna see more creatures emerge. Things are obviously gonna get worse. I mean, they hinted at it at the end of this video that the actual apex predator of the ocean is going to come out now. But I think the next step needed is I think we need to go into these caves or into these holes and see what's really down there. Obviously, it's like a death mission where almost whoever goes is probably gonna die. I'm very curious to see where exactly these things are coming from and where they've been for all this time. But I'm honestly totally satisfied with just getting more and more creatures, because it is interesting to see how these creatures are being thrown into human society in modern day. But please let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, if you guys have any theories or any more information or anything, because you guys definitely educated me on a few things in the comments of the last video, so I'm definitely eager to hear your thoughts. And as always guys, please be sure to go support the original creator of these videos, AZUNStudios, whose link to their channel will be at the top of the description down below. Please be sure to go and support your analog horror for content creators. I definitely really want to go over this one because you guys showed so much love to the last video, so I'll be covering this every time they drop a new episode. But if you guys did enjoy today's video, please don't forget to drop a like on it. And if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe. I make videos like this all the time on my channel, and we're trying to hit 1 million subscribers before the end of the year. And alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.